Call of Duty and Treyarch released an absolute bombshell of information today about Black Ops 6 Zombies. Not only did we get the gameplay trailer for Terminus and 17 minutes of edited gameplay showing off Terminus, we also got a 66-page blog post about almost everything there is to know about the ins and outs of Black Ops 6 Zombies. It's actually overwhelming how much information was released today, and the goal of this video is going to be compiling all of the information so that you can understand everything that dropped in the easiest, cleanest way possible. Many of the other videos out there detailing all this information are just being read word for word from the blog post, so I'm going to do my best to match up the info with the gameplay that they gave us so it's a little bit easier for everyone to understand some of the more complex details. Before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Black Ops 6 Zombies content as we are officially back in zombie season. So as previously mentioned, the blog post Treyarch released goes into detail about pretty much everything you could possibly imagine when it comes to Black Ops 6 Zombies. This includes the map overviews for Terminus and Liberty Falls, main quest Easter eggs, Goble Gums, all the Perca-Colas, Pack-a-Punch field upgrades, enemy types, and the list just goes on and on. So in the description, I'll leave a link to the blog post so that you can read it for yourself and go at your own pace if you'd like, but we're going to be starting with the overviews for the map. Located in the Philippine Sea is this remote Terminus island complex. Historical data indicates pre-World War II coal mining operations on the island, abandoned around 1932. 10 years later, Terminus became a forward U.S. naval base. Mothballed until 1965, the CIA converted it into a top-secret outpost used for the detention of the Requiem crew. In 1986, Project Janus took over the island, building a laboratory in the subterranean mining caves. After Peck and Maya break the Requiem crew out of their prison cells, they soon learn that this is a bio-research station for Project Janus. Your handlers are going to be Peck and Strauss for the map, and for the richest storyline experience, you want to select either operators Weaver, Gray, Mackenzie, Carver, or Maya, the dedicated crew of the characters featured throughout Black Ops 6 storyline. So here, Treyarch is pretty much confirming that you'll be able to select operators, but you'll get all the storyline quotes you'll need for the Easter egg if you're playing as either Weaver, Gray, Carver, or Maya. Now that's the map overview for Terminus, but for Liberty Falls we do get a little bit of info finally. It seems like they've been really keeping this one under wraps, but it's set to be more of the survival-esque map where you'll likely be heading for your level, camo, and gobblegum grind and needs. Footage from an incursion at a once quaint, now overrun West Virginian town also gives you the first glimpses at the second launch map. Seemingly the epicenter of the Dark Ether outbreak, chaos is crawling through Liberty Falls, with much of the local population now succumbed to the results of the second simultaneous dimensional breach. Obviously from the trailer we see that the jet gun will be returning as the main wonder weapon for Liberty Falls, which is absolutely insane, but this is about all the info that we get on Liberty Falls until COD Next, when we'll receive more intel and live gameplay. Now of course by now you should know that round-based zombies is going to be the core staple mode for this year with Black Ops 6. Arguably the most important in-game mechanic for round-based zombies is earning points by killing zombies. Essence from Cold War will return, same with the Cold War point system. Essence is literally used to unlock doors, Pack-a-Punch, buy Perca-Colas. It's just the same thing as, you know, getting points and spending points. So Essence from Cold War is back. The other main form of currency that was introduced to us in Cold War Zombies is salvage, and it will be returning in Black Ops 6, except this year both the normal and high-grade salvage has been combined into one currency, so you don't have to keep track of both the blue and green salvage. For those of you that don't know or didn't really play Cold War, you can use salvage in any of the following ways to access ammo mods. This is special this year. Before it was attached to the Pack-a-Punch machine. Now it's going to be bought through salvage. You'll be able to upgrade the rarity of your weapons, build tactical, lethal, and support equipment at the crafting table. One of the most beloved features of Zombies is the main quest Easter egg. Almost every map since World at War has featured some sort of main quest that would reward players with additional XP in match rewards or calling cards. Now in Cold War Zombies, one of the common complaints was that the Easter eggs were catered to the noobs and the casuals of the mode, and Treyarch has heard our feedback and are once again making the Easter eggs much harder to solve and complete. However, a few weeks after the main quest is solved, they'll be adding a playlist that will guide less experienced players through the quest with on-screen indicators separate from the regular playlist. If you manage to complete the Easter egg without this playlist, and before that playlist goes live, you'll earn an exclusive calling card as well as an unspecified reward. Cold War also introduced us to the exfil system, which allows you to leave the map every 5 rounds, should you not want to just die off when you're ready to be done playing. Again, a nice optional way to earn a little more XP at the end of matches that's returning again with Black Ops 6. As we know, Black Ops 6 will introduce us to Omni Movement, which allows you to sprint, dive, and slide in all different directions. This of course will be coming to Zombies, and many of the in-game features have been updated to incorporate the new movement system. So for example, PhD Flopper will work should you be diving sideways or jumping backwards. Moving on, we have the very controversial HUD, which has been absolutely cluttered and ruined since Black Ops 4 Zombies. Treyarch continues to be listening to our feedback as they've implemented a customizable HUD system. Just about every single aspect of the HUD will be customizable and even allows for legacy HUDs to be selected. They have literally included a setting that will allow you to experience Black Ops 6 zombies using the BO3 HUD layout. This will also not only turn off all of the medals and zombie health bars that pop up, but also you can select custom color palettes for the HUD depending upon what you like the most. In addition to the HUD, you can also turn the Pack-a-Punch weapon camos off in the menu if you choose to flex your mastery camos instead. Now, a new feature I definitely didn't expect to be added in this year is the option to save and quit if you're playing in solo. This will allow high rounders and people who might not have the time to play 3 to 4 hour games of zombies the ability to save their game, turn their console off, and come back at a later time or date. The game also recognizes if you've paused for an extended period of time in solo, so should you pause and get up and your power go out, the next time you turn your console on, you'll already have a saved game in progress. Additionally, should you lag out or crash in a co-op game, you'll be given the option to rejoin and retain everything that you already had. Unfortunately, this won't work if the host crashes too, but this is definitely a step in the right direction and at least confirmation that they're looking into ways to preventing us from losing our games. Now for some of the more juicy in-game features. Black Ops 6 will be introducing augments for customizing the Perca-Colas, ammo mods, and field upgrades. Augments provide a rich, innovative customization experience, allowing you to invest in research between matches, unlocking augments for every perk, ammo mod, and field upgrade in the game. Each perk, ammo mod, and field upgrade has a research path accessed in the pre-game menus between matches. Revelations you make during your research will allow you to unlock the true power of each item in-game, which take the form of augments. A total of 6 augments per item, 3 minor and 3 major, are yours to uncover. A minor augment offers a limited advantage to the item, usually during use, and a major augment offers a substantial advantage to the behavior of the item, usually during use as well. From the 6 researched augments, you can use 2 of them, 1 minor and 1 major, to each perk, ammo mod, and field upgrade before you go into the game. Augments are designed to create a deep progression path, as well as offering you the ability to delve into the research that benefits your style of play. Experimenting with all of the available augments, learning how to interact with all of other augments for perks, ammo mods, and field upgrades, and how your fellow teammates are using their preferred setups provides an incredibly in-depth experience. Now moving on, Gunsmith and Loadouts will be returning from Cold War Zombies, which I know might be off-putting for some, but to be honest, starting with a pistol in the new point system really doesn't do much for you, especially considering you earn the same amount of points per kill whether you're using a knife, a pistol, or an AR. So again, stats and camos for each weapon will be coming back. Of course, there will be the mastery camo grind. What's nice this year is it looks like every single weapon or the ones that you're using will have the camos tracked in the pause menu, which helps out a lot so you don't have to be constantly tracking your camos and stuff pre-game. Treyarch is also introducing a melee slot separate from one of your 2 weapons. So when you spawn in, you'll have your primary weapon, your fists, and a melee weapon. Aside from what you spawn in with, the weapons can also be purchased with essence from the wall buys, dropped and swapped between teammates, improved through the Pack-a-Punch machine and ammo mods, and using the zombie build system. So found in a wall buy or mystery box is one of your own personal weapon builds, provided you've saved the custom build and assigned it to be accessible at the wall buy or the mystery box in the loadout before a match. This is actually really cool. So let's say the Hauer or the AK-47 is a wall buy. If you have a loadout saved for the AK-47, when you buy it off of the wall, it will have all of the attachments and even weapon charms and camos that you equipped in the pre-game menu. The field upgrades from Cold War Zombies will also be returning with Black Ops 6. The list of confirmed returning field upgrades are as follows: Ether Shroud, Frenzied Guard, Healing Aura, and the Energy Mine. However, there is one new one that is being brought in at the start of the game, and I'm sure there'll be more as the DLC season goes on. But the new one is called Dark Flare. With Dark Flare, you'll generate a massive energy beam that deals lethal shadow damage. The beam penetrates everything in its path. It kind of reminds me of like Tesla Storm, but this time it's coming out of a gun instead of around your character's body. Now, another returning feature from Cold War Zombies is the crafting table, where you'll be able to acquire tacticals, lethals, and support equipment. The list of confirmed tacticals are pretty much the same as Cold War and are as follows: concussion grenades, stim shots, smoke grenades, decoy grenades, shock grenades, monkey bombs, and LT-53 Casimir grenades. The list of confirmed lethals are again pretty much the same as Cold War, with a few new ones added in. The ones that are coming back are the frag, the sticky grenade, the molotovs, the C4, and the combat axe. Those are all returning from Cold War. While the new lethals are the impact grenade, the thermo grenade, and the blast trap. Another controversial return is the re-addition of support streaks. However, before you judge them, just listen to what they are, what they do, and watch some of the gameplay associated with them. So of course, self-revives will be coming back. However, Treyarch has capped these at 3 self-revives per player per game, which is absolutely amazing. One of the things with Cold War is it was way too easy. You could down 100 times, and as long as you had the salvage, you could just constantly be racking up self-reses. But of course, they have capped it in this game, which makes it a little bit harder. The next score streak back up is the Arc XD. This is similar to the one that you see see in the Forsaken Easter egg. It's basically just an RCXD car that is constantly emitting ether blasts. Sentry turret is back, and we have the mutant injection. Now, this is by far the coolest one that I've seen so far. This temporarily transforms you into a Mangler Juggernaut. This is, like I said, by far the coolest score streak we've ever seen in zombies. This will allow the player to become a Juggernaut Mangler and have fully functioning abilities with its cannon and its smash abilities. I do think that the Mangler cannon is a separate score streak, but dude, the mutant injection one is so cool. I cannot wait to play with it. And Black Ops 6 also marks the return of the fan favorite Goble Gums from Black Ops 3 Zombies. These are 100% grindable, and there will be no factory allowing for any RNG or gambling to acquire them. They are all earned in-game every couple of rounds for surviving and completing challenges. Goble Gums have now been reworked to have rarity tiers as well, and the following are the tiers of some gums as well as some examples of what each one will do. For the rare Goble Gum, some of the examples are Shield Up, which will make your armor twice as strong and last for 3 minutes, as well as Killjoy. We know what Killjoy is, just spawns insta-kill power-ups. An epic Goble Gum example is Free Fire, which is unlimited ammo for 60 seconds, as well as Soda Fountain. A legendary Goble Gum includes Phoenix Up, which revives everybody that is currently down, wall-to-wall clearance, which allows you to buy wall guns for 10 essence. And the Ultra Goble Gums include Perkaholic, so that is officially coming back. We knew that via the Mr. Peaks trailer. And a new Goble Gum called Wonder Bar, which actually will allow you to get a guaranteed wonder weapon from the next spin of the box. Now, that one's super cool. I'm going to be excited to use that one. It's a really good idea. Obviously, we didn't see that in Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 4 with the elixirs, so really cool that they're down to add some new Goble Gums in. Whimsicals will be coming back as well. These ones don't really do anything for you besides like make the zombies go straight up into the air, or just some fun ones that change the abilities of the screen. But Whimsicals are back too, which is pretty cool. I know a lot of people enjoy those. Goble Gum machines are placed around the map and can be bought free of charge. You won't have to even spend 5 points, 500 points to buy the Goble Gum, no matter how many times you buy it. However, it is on a cooldown timer before you can use them again, and will automatically cool down should you flip the round. Black Ops 6 Zombies allows for Goble Gum stacking, meaning you can hold up to 3 Goble Gums in your inventory at the same time and use them whenever. Now, it wouldn't be Call of Duty Zombies without some Perka-Colas, and thankfully we have quite the plethora to choose from at the launch, with many more to come in the DLC season, I believe. Again, the augment system will work with each of the Perka-Colas, but here's a list of all of the confirmed perks returning. Juggernog, Quick Revive, Speed Cola, Stamina, PhD Flopper, Deadshot, and Elemental all return from Cold War and MWZ, and the 8th and final perk available at launch is a new one called Melee Macchiato. Melee Macchiato will replace your weapon gun butt with a deadly punch that sends enemies flying, very similar to the Origins 1-inch punch. No, there doesn't seem to be a perk limit as of right now. It appears you can just buy all of your perks at once via the Wonder Fizz machine, which kind of devalues everything else. But if Terminus is a really big map, then I'm honestly not opposed to it. I don't mind it in MWZ because the map is so big. If it's in Terminus and it's just a huge map, then I'm totally cool. Alternate ammo types, aka AATs, aka ammo mods, are also coming back. In previous years, ammo mods have been equipped at the Pack-a-Punch machine, but this year they're getting their own station, which is really cool to see. They can be dropped from heavy or boss zombies as well, but much like everything else in the game, there will be augments available to help increase their effectiveness. The ones that are returning from prior years are Brain Rot, Cryo Freeze, Deadwire, and Napalm Burst, and the new one is called Shadow Rift. I believe there will be a few in the DLC coming as well. But Shadow Rift bullets deal shadow damage. Each bullet has a chance to spawn a black hole, shrinking normal and special enemies, warping nearby zombies away, and dropping some from the high in the air. So this is actually really cool because it's basically like mini bullets of mini Casimir grenades, just as a secondary ammo type. Now, the remaining gameplay elements from Cold War are the Rampage Inducer, ammo crates, and trials. Again, great that the Rampage Inducer is back, awesome the trials are back, but ammo caches are a little bit tricky because with Goble Gums like Cashback, they kind of overlap in use. However, if the locations for the ammo caches are more sparse than we're used to, then it would make sense to have Goble Gums on you in case you can't get to it easily. Power-up drops are literally, of course, back. Nobody ever would have thought that these would have been taken out. There isn't one that we haven't seen before, although Carpenter got axed, so there will be no Carpenter, and this is the list of all of the returning ones coming back to the game. Insta-kill, double points, max ammo, nuke, fire sale, bonus points, full power, and max armor, so it doesn't seem like there's any barriers to be rebuilt on either of the maps or in Black Ops 6 Zombies in general. Now, weapon rarity is back from Cold War and functions relatively the same as it did, except I believe there's an individual station for upgrading your weapon's rarity. I don't think it's tied to the armor because in a second here we'll get to that, but I think weapon rarity has its own station this year. Wall buys are back as well, except this time with a twist. The wall weapons will still increase in rarity the higher the wave you survive to, but as I mentioned earlier, if you have a loadout class of a weapon that's featured on the wall weapon will give you the specifically customized version of the gun that you made in the menu, which is actually pretty dope. I'm excited about that. And it's really useful because now wall weapons actually have some sort of purpose rather than just being like, I'm going to bring in my wall weapons, you know, because then you can stash a couple different ones. Armor is back as well, except it's not tied to the same table as weapon rarity. These are actually wall buys now, so around the map you'll have both level 2 and level 3 wall buys that you can get with Essence, which is a lot different from the last one because it was originally salvage. So salvage really only appears to be used at the crafting table for lethals, tacticals, and support. There's not much else you use salvage for besides that. No surprises here, the mystery box has found its way back into the map and functions exactly like it did in Cold War. The purchaser can elect to take the weapon, let it drop, or biff the box so a teammate can have it. The mystery box has random weapons, random wonder weapons, and random support items in them. Mystery box can also give you the same loadout weapon should you have them equipped in the menu. Pack-a-Punch, of course, returning too. It looks like it's on a moving lift inside of Terminus, so it can be moved to different locations by the player, unless it's literally just you get on the lift, it takes you to the top, and then you fall back down. I don't really know how it works. We only got limited gameplay of it, and I haven't played it yet, so I have really no idea. But like I said, it returns exactly how it was in Cold War Zombies, having 3 different level of upgrades. It's unclear whether or not the prices for Pack-a-Punch will stay the same as Cold War, or if they'll be reduced like MWZ. There's also no longer an in-game menu for selecting your Pack-a-Punch level, but also no animation of the knuckle crack either, so you really just walk up to the Pack-a-Punch machine and your gun gets instantly upgraded. As for the wonder weapons on Terminus, the ray gun has been seen in the trailer and early gameplay via the mystery box, and the new wonder weapon is called the Beam Smasher. The Beam Smasher can be pulled from the mystery box and will likely have a quest tied to get a free one so that you don't have to rely on the mystery box's RNG. The Beam Smasher has 2 different firing modes. The primary one fires a solid beam of Ethereum energy, very similar to the Die Shockwave, the one with the lightning ability and the lightning ray gun Mark II from Alpha Omega. The secondary fire will cause the enemies to vibrate after you're shooting out some sort of sound wave. This will make them a lot easier to kill with the primary fire of the wonder weapon or bullet weapons. Now, reloading the Beam Smasher will also cause the zombies to be knocked back and killed by a massive blast, adding to its already OP vibe. The Beam Smasher can be Pack-a-Punch 3 times at the Pack-a-Punch machine, similar to all of the Cold War weapons. There might even be a specific upgrade quest for it outside of the Pack-a-Punch machine to either change its abilities or make it stronger. As we saw earlier, the Jet Gun is also returning and will be featured on Liberty Falls. The Jet Gun will likely be in the mystery box and have a separate side quest to get a free one very similar to the Beam Smasher. Again, not much is known about Liberty Falls. We'll just have to wait for more info on that on the 28th of August. Treyarch was also nice enough to include every single type of enemy that we'll encounter on Terminus, minus probably the main boss. Of course, you have your standard armored, regular zombie, and heavy zombies, but many of the special mini-boss zombies are new. First up, we have Vermin. These are spider-like enemies that explode out of zombies' heads and chase after you. They don't appear to be too difficult to take down, but they can be disabled in the menu if you have arachnophobia, which I think is actually pretty interesting. Next up, the parasites are returning from Shadows of Evil. Not really sure if this confirms the existence of apothecans yet, but with 115 returning, we'll be keeping an eye out for more apothecan-like creatures. Of course, the Manglers had to sneak their way back into the mix as well, and rounding out the mini-bosses, we have the Almagams. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but there's like these disturbing looking bunch of zombies and parasites mashed together to create this horrific Blightfather looking clusterfuck. I don't really know what they are. I don't know what they'll do besides just do massive amounts of damage. It looks like it can grab you and kind of like suck you in. They're giving like Thrasher vibes. I don't really know too much about them. We're just going off the gameplay that we got, but that is the description for those. Lastly, we have a couple of new traps that are around Terminus. The first set of traps are tentacle traps that will rain down from air vents located above doorways in different areas of the map. These are super cool and again, really giving off those apothecan vibes. And the second trap is the one we saw in the original trailer. This is called the Void Trap Cannon, which shoots a massive Gersh device like black hole out of the cannon and sucks up all the zombies. I wouldn't be surprised if this was used at some point during the main boss fight too, and this kind of gives me the same vibes as like the smaller cannons from the Forsaken boss fight, but again, we'll just have to see what that all plays into. Now, rounding out everything, we have what's called the Tentacle. This is at the bottom of the map in the water. It's like an ether worm-like tentacle that pops out of the water and supposedly shoots gas and vapors at you. I don't really know too much about this. I'm sure even people that have played this probably don't know too much about the tentacle. This could be part of the main boss. I doubt that we just face the tentacle as the main boss. I bet it's like maybe like a fourth of the actual main. I don't even know. I'm just guessing at this point, but it looks like a big ass apothecan kraken tentacle thing just lurking in the water. So pretty sus. It's funny that they even touched on this, but yeah. But as I mentioned earlier, guys, they deadass released a 66-page blog post. Again, it's in the description below if you guys want to go into more depth and read it. I was able to sum it up to the best of my abilities. I left out a few things here or there to cut down on time, but overall, I tried my best to condense everything and really get the meat and potatoes into this video. I think the blog post, along with all the stuff that we got today, really paints a great picture of what we have in store for us with Black Ops 6 Zombies, and all this has done is really increase my hype level of excitement for this fall's release. Treyarch seems to be absolutely cooking with this, and I can't wait to see what we get with Liberty Falls at COD next. Again, if you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Black Ops 6 Zombies content. Anytime any news or gameplay breaks, we'll be covering it here. Also in the comments below, let me know if you think that this reveal has been a massive W or a resounding L. Have a good rest of your day, guys. Peace.